All right, man. Well, I mean, first things first, man. How are you doing?
Doing good. Honestly, just got done with the work, so just kind of hanging out, made some dinner.
Mm.
Just been kind of working a lot, like my day job, and then working on music whenever I can. So just kind of staying busy. That's for sure. Honestly, it's been kind of nice doing my own thing.
What do you do normally during the day, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah. So I have a customer relations job. I don't want to say where, of course.
That's
But,
fine.
yeah, no, I have a customer relations job. So I just answer people on emails. I also do a lot of like forum work. So I talk to people in forums, like through the company I work for. And kind of like bring them in, for if they have any questions and whatnot, or if they want to buy any product and stuff like that. So yeah, I do a lot of customer care during the day and for my work for that.
And what actually like got you into music in general before we get started to your whole journey to production to where you are right now?
Yeah, honestly, I've always loved music in general. When I was younger, my grandma always encouraged me to like try something like
Mm.
musically wise. But I always grew up kind of racing dirt bikes and whatnot. So,
Oh,
um,
really?
yeah, so I kind of, I was when I was younger. That's kind of all my dad and I did was, if I wasn't in school, I was dirt biking, and in the summer I was dirt biking, and if I wasn't dirt biking, I was, helping him demo houses and doing construction work and stuff like that with him on
Mm.
houses. But the music thing, my grandma always encouraged me, like join the choir, like play an instrument. Like she would always like encourage me and say she would be willing to like help me and pay for it. That was something she always wanted to do as a little girl, so that's why she encouraged me to do it. But I joined the choir when I was in like third grade. That was honestly because I did want to like talk to a chick, so that like it was a classic like, oh, my grandma paid for it, like I'll go try it, check it out. I did end up pretty liking it, even though I'm still not a big fan of my voice and singing, but I still think it's a cool art. But that was my first kind of like intro with music, like other than listening to it on my CD player and whatnot. But then
Mm.
after that, I did do a couple months of guitar lessons, but same thing. Like my grandma encouraged me. I started doing it. I really enjoyed it for a little bit, but my guitar
Mm.
instructor wasn't really the best. He made it kind of not so fun. Like there was a couple times where like I'd get done like practicing. I don't know if whether my nails were too short or the way he was teaching me, but my nails would be bleeding a lot, like my nails and
Oh.
fingertip area. So I just didn't like it after a while, and he kind of made it not so fun. So that kind of stopped any me doing any music wise, just because I was racing dirt bikes, riding
Mm.
bikes, and kind of just being a kid outdoors all the time. And then as I got older and kind of doing more things by myself, I went to like my first festival and then stuff like that. Like I went to EDC for the first time, and I was like, wow, like I've been a fan of the music. Like I'd started listening to like Adventure Club and Daft Punk and stuff like that. Like all the
Okay.
original stuff, like Odessa stuff. Like a lot of Odessa and like Adventure Club was like on a lot of dirt bike edits, like in early like 2011, 2012, 2013, kind of around then. So
Mm.
that's what really introduced it. Like there was like I don't remember the song like Bullet Train. I forgot who it was that by, but
Oh, I know Bullet Train. I know
yeah,
that
Bullet.
song. That's one of
Yeah,
my
see,
favorite songs from back
yeah,
then.
yeah. So that
Yeah.
was like on a huge dirt bike edit that like I would literally just watch the dirt bike
Like
edit
a
like every
bullet
day. Yeah,
train.
like I would watch it every day, just listen to that song because that's all I knew it from was just that edit. Like I didn't realize who it was until I got older. But
Hold on, bro.
it was like
By
stuff like
Steven
that.
Swartz.
Yep. And then
Steven Swartz featuring Joni Fatora. I guess she's the singer.
yeah, and then so like stuff like that, was the stuff I was listening to like electronic wise, like old Skrillex and stuff like that. And
Wow.
then yeah, I went to EDC, and kind of started listening to a bunch of different stuff after that. That's where I kind of found like Chami and the whole like, Confession, Night Bass and all that kind of sound. And at first I was a big like bass head, like loved all the bass just because I'd always like grew up listening to like heavy rock and rap and stuff, like little harder stuff, and then I found house and kind of that harder house realm, like Confession and whatnot. And yeah, I just kind of went down that rabbit hole and, told myself one day, that was something I wanted in my life because I stopped racing, motocross and just had motocross for fun. But even then wasn't even doing it as much. So I felt like I didn't have anything in my life that I was like working for, and working to get better at. So music was definitely the first thing that came to mind. Like I had tried it when I was younger before. It was something I always wanted to try again. So I started, really looking into like music schools and kind of how I could start getting into music and what I could do. It was kind of more just like out of an interest because I personally wanted to figure out how these people were making these songs I was listening to and what, just going, wow, this this is sick, and I don't understand how they're making it. I want to understand, and it's something I can get better at. So I want to do it because that's kind of how my life has always been. Like I've always had motocross, and it's you and 20 other people or 40 other people. So it's like constantly trying to make yourself better, at what you're trying to do. So it's like I always have to have something in my life where I'm constantly trying to be better at. You know what I mean? Like
That's
just in my own,
yeah,
in my own life and like whatever I'm doing at. Like I don't want to do things just to do it. I want to do things. I want to be the best I can be at it. And that's whatever I do. So yeah, that's why I've enjoyed music because. Man, that thrill and rush of making a song or getting to play a song out for people and getting a whoop whoop in the crowd or just seeing people enjoy it, like, and them not knowing it's your song, but you knowing it's your song, and it's such a cool feeling, So, yeah, I would say, that's what's really driven me and kind of gotten me all excited about this stuff. Because I used to be just someone who used to be like, how do they make this crap? I don't think I could ever make a song in my life, and then now I can. Sit down in a couple hours, get pretty high, and make a song. And I'm like, yeah, this is sick.
Dude, that is such a cool story to listen about. And there's like a lot of things that you mentioned that is like, holy crap! It's like if you lived in Puerto Rico with me, we would have crossed roads right away, man.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like I don't know how old you are. Are you in your 30s?
26.
You're 26. All right, so you're like 6 years younger than me, but
okay, yeah, I'm in 95.
I grew up with the obviously in the fucking island. You grew up with surfing and anything that involves with a board. You get
skateboarding, longboarding,
surfing. Everything. And obviously when I travel around the States, the first thing I do is like let's go to a mountain and snowboard.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, that's like my weakness too. It sucks because motocross, like right now in Arizona, this is the best time because it's nice weather. Bet. We get rain every now and then, but then at the same time, I can drive 2 hours north and I have snow, and I'm always like, oh, I want to go dirt biking, but then I want to go ride my snowboard. So it's like always a hard debate.
Right. Dude, and I remember when I was in high school or junior high at that time, I don't know why, but it hit me the fever to look at dirt biking and all that stuff. I could have never rode one because my parents wouldn't let me. So the closest thing I did was dirt bike with the bicycles, BMX.
Oh, your BMX? Yeah, BMX.
Yeah, so I went full BMX back home, and there were and I went into hills and to
all the jumps and trails.
Yeah, I couldn't do all the jumps because I was too scared, and I don't know why. When I do try it, I just land on the floor for some god knows reason. So I never and it's not just biking. I also had that problem when it comes to surfing or snowboarding and skateboarding. Like I can never do any fucking trick. So you know what I did? I stick it with like, all right, I can ride. At least I can ride. But with the BMX bikes, at least I can actually do like the simple, little wheelie tricks and then going off the chair to go in front of the wheels or stop midway and just like do little moves. That was back then, but I do remember that back then one of my favorite people that I used to grow up when I was in that phase was Matt Hoffman and Travis Pastrana.
Yep, TP. Yep, I honestly have a couple autographs of Travis Pastrana.
Oh, dude.
I got to meet him a couple times. Like one time was Supercross. And then like I don't know if you remember like Mike Metzger and all of them. I don't know if you ever heard those names, but they were kind of more like freestyle motocross people. But there used to be a race out here in Arizona where a lot of those people would come out to, and I got a couple of their autographs when they're out here. But yeah, that's Matt Hoffman. Same thing. Grew up watching Matt Hoffman videos, like all that stuff. And then Travis Pastrana, Ricky Carmichael, all those days. It's just that's one thing I am thankful for. My dad has always got me on a bike or something on two wheels since I was like 5 years old, so.
That's it, dude. And one of the things I like about Travis is because he's actually half Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I think
from the father's side. Father is Puerto Rican, and then later he was in the army and moved into Massachusetts, and that's where Travis was born. But he's actually half Puerto Rican and has competed in the Puerto Rican Olympics or represent the flag of Puerto Rico for for the Supercross and
Motocross the Nations. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
So
rode on
that
the
was
Puerto
like,
Rico
holy
team.
shit. To me, that's like, yo, that's my hero. That's my PR hero, you know?
Yeah.
At least he repped that. He didn't just like go ahead and say like, oh, you know, I couldn't compete in the US, because he could compete in the US. He's as good as anyone in the US, but he decided to go on the Puerto Rico and compete with it. You know, I fuck with that. That's a lot of cool fits. He's come over to the island when he was shooting Nitro Circus.
Yeah. Yeah, but he did a lot of filming over there, I feel like. But
Yeah.
TP's the man. I still watch all the Travis Pastrana stuff. But yeah, growing up, it was always Travis Pastrana. You know?
Have you also checked on his stuff when he goes on rally racing?
Yeah, I watched some of that stuff. I don't get like, I can never like find, you know, like where it's at like live, you know, but I do always catch like highlights or just like, you know, of like what he did that year. Kind of, I follow on all of his videos he posts. So I follow him on Instagram too. So I always see the, you know, crazy stuff he's doing on there all the time.
I never knew about rally racing until I found out that this guy was driving a Subaru STI and it's racing around it along with Ken Block with his Gincana shit. I was just like, what the fuck is this? These guys are like pimped out like mini sedans. Like, the fuck is this? And then when I saw some of the videos, I'm like, holy shit, what the hell? I want to see some of this shit. Damn, I want a car like this.
Literally, that's funny because like even some of the rally cars are like those Ford Focuses, like STs and whatever, and it's like, damn, you could do that to a car. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I was like a Gincana fan for many years. I was like, when I get enough money, I'm gonna get a car like that. Like, fuck yeah, a fucking Ford Fiesta, like a Ford Fiesta. Fuck yeah, sign me up, man.
Yeah, give me the race one. I'm down.
Yeah,
give me the R-Type. Give me the R-Type, and I'm about it.
Absolutely, man.
That's funny.
But it's so funny that you mentioned about some of the people that you actually listened when you grew up back in that 2011 era, because that was one hell of an era. And just like you, when you just mentioned Bullet Train, I'm like, holy shit, how long does this guy's been listening to music? Like, Bullet Train is hardly anybody, if I talk to who's been a veteran in music, hardly remembers Bullet Train. So the fact that you say that and I know about it, I'm like, oh.
Let me find a couple other good ones, because there's a couple of good like Odessa ones. My Friends Never Die, like that like album. Like that was such a like those days, like because a lot of this, like I said, a lot of those songs were on a lot of dirt bike edits. So like that's how the only way I had ever really listened to them. Like,
dude, I remember the times it was like the rising of adventure clubs with its infamous song, the Crave You.
Yep. Crave You was another good one. Yeah, see, like Odessa, My Friends Never Die was one of a classic one. And
Cry Wolf at that time was the shit.
Yeah, Cry Wolf was a good one.
AU5 at his start, you know. That was his starting journey. Dubba Johnny, Frank Shabanchi, Fatal Fury, Jules, Mark Lawrence, Electricium, Edsion, Myriad, Seven Lions shit. I remember Sansky.
Old Seven Lions, like back in the day, was like, I remember listening to that going, what am I listening to? This is wild.
Two Door Cinema Club, the Feed Me remix. What you know, I remember there was this most infamous dubstep song that from One Republic, County Stars. I can never know who actually like did the remix, but I always know it was a dubstep remix, and it just like whoa, bah, whoa, bah. Oh my god, yeah, bro. Like that was my thing. That was my thing back then, growing up with melodic dubstep. Like, and at that time, like you said, like Skrillex was popping out, so it's like, oh shit, that Skrillex.
That was like Scary Sprites and Nice Monsters, whatever, time. So like, that was when it was like the Dub Pavilion, or what it was like the YouTube channel.
Oh my god.
Well, what was like also like the YouTube channel that you listened to that just had like the little speaker with the little blue like smoke coming out of it, and it was always dubstep. Like people always posted.
Wasn't that wasn't that UKF's at the early stages?
Yeah. That's it was like UKF, but it was like they had like, it was called something back then. It was like UKF something. But yeah, I always used to go and listen to those mixes or something, and just be sitting on YouTube listening to them. And I was like, damn, this stuff's crazy,
Dude, it's wow, bro. I mean, it's all thanks to that got me much more influence on making bass music overall, And it's funny you say that because I actually started as a house producer.
Okay. And then you switched over?
I switched over because it got to the point that I felt house itself was very monotonous. That's my personal opinion. Maybe it's different now, but I switched when bass house came about. And I was fucking a lot with bass house. And then when I realized that bass house is like another section of bass music with that affiliates with dubstep and trap. I mean, the hybrid trap era, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody was spinning trap music. Like, that's when I started out altogether.
Mm-hmm.
But I always wanted to do dubstep. And the problem is that, like, I was very good at making bass house and making trap songs, but I wasn't good at making dubstep tracks. I was just like very, very, very beginner, very whack, whatever. Like I was just not good at all until homies of mine, producers, got me into mentorship, with some of these big guys, and I learned. And would you know that one of my first dubstep tracks was a collaboration with my homies Big and Slim. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah, okay, I know them. They're super cool. They've been following me for a minute. We've reached out and shared some stuff, and they've reached out to me and I've shared some stuff. They've liked it. So
that's dope.
Cool,
that's dope because
super cool dudes.
That they're doing right now. They have a side project called Double Tap, and now that's like their house version of them.
Oh shit! Okay, I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah, yo, so check it out. Hit them up again and let them know that Wolves had sent you. I mean, my first collab overall as well, and my first dubstep was with them. And funny enough, that song got played heavily. That we found out later on, Adventure Club played that song twice on Lollapalooza.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That's sick.
And there's a clip about it. There's a clip in YouTube that you can find and search it, and you'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're like, damn, okay, that's sick.
That's when it's like, holy shit, we made it. We fucking made it. Like, goddamn, Adventure Club? Yeah, we made it. We made it. Whoa.
Yeah, that would be fucking sick. See, like that, like honestly, lately, like Dr. Fresh has said he's played a couple of mine out at shows, but I haven't seen any videos of it, so I'm like, damn it, But like, he has been downloading a couple of my stuff lately, and we've been talking it up, a little every now and then. So he was like, yeah, I've been playing this one that's coming out this month. He's like, yeah, I've been playing out actually quite a bit. It's really nice. So that was like a huge shocker for me because I was like, oh my god, that's how I felt. I was like, wait, do you have any videos? Did anyone record it? Like, is there a recording of like the set? What set was it? Like, let me go do some hunting. But yeah, it's definitely a cool feeling when someone bigger or someone you look up to definitely plays out your stuff.
Yeah, no, bro. The sensation itself is already like, wow, bro. Like it's I don't know. I can't even describe what it is because it's speechless. It's the fact it's more of a acknowledgement. Like
it's just crazy too. Like I feel like most people, like there are a lot of people that actually have like a music background, meaning like they like went did like maybe band growing up, or their parents had them in piano or something, flute, clarinet, something like that. But there's a lot of people that really just like kind of in my boat, or I don't know what your background is, but just people who really like the music and want to learn it and make it for themselves. So yeah, to like make something and then to think that someone that's like playing big shows, whether they're musically trained or not, but still plays it in front of thousands of people, is like, holy shit, like I must be doing something right, or like that's really cool. Like I would have never thought that like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, my music background is ass. I have zero experience with playing any instruments. I tried play the flute. I tried playing the guitars, but it's just no. However,
I really love the piano. I will say that. I really love the piano.
I was never into the like instruments like at all, or my parents never got me into it because I was just so focused with doing outdoor shit. And
that's kind of how mine were.
And they want me to focus more on the outdoor shit. But I guess like I did learn a lot when I moved here to Miami. Okay. When I went to audio school, the same school that me and Nitty Gritty went together. In fact, we graduated together at the same time.
What school?
SAE.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So we went to that for a year's course, and I learned music theory from there. And I don't know how to play the piano, but I know,
Like, scales and whatnot.
yeah, and I know
Cool.
when something's out of scale. I can tell right away. It's
Yeah.
it's not more about like, I know by listening to it, I know for a fact that's out of scale. No, it's more about the frequency. Like, I know the frequency of the scale, so I can tell when that sound is out of scale by just listening to the frequency of it. I mean,
Yeah.
they beat us down with listening to all sorts of frequencies. Even there was like literally an everyday thing that we got to go sit down in the labs and listen to frequencies, and then like multiple choice decide which frequency is this, and we just have to like choose it, and we train our ears with that shit.
Yeah.
So I don't have a musical background per se. I have more of a audio engineer background, and that's what I still do to this day. That's my day job. I'm an audio engineer, and I do live sounds a lot. And music wise, the best I could tell you is that I was being influenced by many genres since I was growing up. Like, my parents put me into listening to Phil Collins, Yanni, Guns N' Roses. Later on, stuff like that. Then later on,
my dad had me listen to like stuff like Seal, Styx, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
My mom had me on stuff like System of a Down, Linkin Park.
Oh shit,
Metallica.
Your mom is amazing that she taught you Linkin Park.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My mom got me literally. All my rock and like rap stuff comes from my mom's side, and then like what she showed me, and then my dad honestly is the one that showed me like all like to Steel, Sticks, the Police,
the Police,
Eagles, like all that kind of stuff, like the fun like boat music and like road trip music kind of vibe, So yeah, honestly, I have a lot of definitely aspects I like to pull from.
That's fire, bro. Honestly,
like some classic Santana. I love some
Santana. Santana. Okay. Damn, that's fire. Hey, I tell you, I grew up with Linkin Park and Blink-182, Limp Bizkit,
Limp Bizkit. Dude, a funny story about my Limp Bizkit. So I won't say any names, but my last roommate, he's also a dubstep producer. But I was like, bro, you gotta like try to figure out a way to like sample like something like from Limp Bizkit. He's like, who's that? I'm like, bro, you make music and you don't know who Limp Bizkit is, even though it's like not really any correlation. I just feel like Limp Bizkit is such like an angry, like mosh kind of type music. It's like it does have such relatives to bass music. Like it goes hand in hand. Like there's been probably a bunch of Limp Bizkit edits that have been made with dubstep. But yeah, I showed him break stuff, and he looked at me like I was psychotic, and I was like, "Bro, this was the best stuff." Like I remember being like 9-10 years old in my like radio, like my CD player, fucking break your fucking face tonight, give me something to break, and I'm like fucking 10 years old, like wondering why I'm so angry all the time.
Keep rolling, keep rolling.
Yeah,
my favorite song was "My Generation." It's like, do you know who we are? Welcome to the jungle, punk. Take a look around. It's Limp Bizkit fucking every town.
Did you see Fred Durst recently play? Where did Fred? They just played recently. What was it? Coachella?
So I remember I saw their names. Yeah, that they got the band back doing these little festivals just to playing again, bro. I definitely will fuck with.
I would love to see it. I would go ham in a fucking set right now. I would go absolutely bonkers.
Bro, I went to a Blink-182 concert, and for me, that was like heaven, bro. That was heaven, bro. I went there, and bro, people are wild.
See, I was super sad. We had System of a Down come, and me and my mom looked at each other like, damn, we need to go. But then like tickets were like $200 a piece almost.
What?
We couldn't afford it at the time. It was like $150 for like the cheapest ticket, like $100. We're like, damn, I can't do that right now. I wanted to, but yeah, I was super sad because I thought the same thing. I was like, damn, if I can go see System of a Down right now, it'd probably be the most sick fucking concert in the world.
Wake up.
Yeah, Nookie. I remember Nookie, Rearranged. That was some of my classic ones. Oh, Limp Bizkit.
Dude.
I love them.
Limp Bizkit, man. That was the shit, bro.
Shout out Fred Durst.
Shout out to him, man. The one thing I do regret was that I've never took the opportunity to go to a Linkin Park concert. That was
Yeah, same. Trust me, I agree. They were at like some Texas festival, like AMF, I think it was, like Austin Music
yeah,
Festival. It was like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Linkin Park, and a bunch of like right before
Metallica.
Chester passed. Yeah, and I was like, damn, I want to go to that. And then Chester's whole thing happened. I was like, oh wow, now my life is very sad.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things to look forward to, but now I'm very sad. I do have, and like think about it too. So I have the hybrid theory. But
No way.
I have the Funko Pop hybrid theory.
No.
That's else I could grab it to like show you, but yeah. So Mantic, honestly, too, and Grocery Boards. We were on Twitter, and I had reposted it because they posted, Funko Pop releasing, the hybrid theory.
Yeah, the hybrid theory 20-year collection.
Yeah, it was sick. So I instantly got it, and Ryan got it. But yeah, I had to get it. Honestly, I thought about getting that little hybrid theory man like tattooed on me somewhere. Because yeah, I can honestly say I burnt that CD like straight to the ground by just running it every day. You know what I mean? Like if I was to find that CD and put it in a CD player, I'd probably skip so much because of how much I fucking used to play it.
Oh, bro,
that always in my shit.
It's that one and Meteora. And then my favorite album of all was the one they did live in Texas because they have the best of Meteora and Habit Theory. And that was just shit live. And I love that album a lot. I love it when they released that shit, man. But Habit Theory, oh yeah. That was like, I guess, like one of my first CDs that I got in my 6th grade for a birthday gift,
Yeah, see that I remember my little CD case I had. My CDs I had in there is I had Korn CD, I had that Linkin Park one, Hybrid Theory, I had System of a Down, I had this Toxicity album, and then I forgot what other System of a Down album I had, and then I had a couple Metallica ones. I had like 2 more good ones. Oh, I had my Green Day, and then a Blink 182
one.
Green and then Day. Some Avenged Sevenfold. I do remember having my Avenged Sevenfold.
Wow, Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah. And this was literally when I was like 8 to like 11, like with my CD player and iPods, and that was like the kind of stuff I was listening to. And then, like old Drake, Tupac, and like I remember. Well, see, I kind of got more in like the Biggie Tupac when I got into 7th grade. Me and my buddies all went and saw that Notorious movie.
Yeah.
And we thought we were like the most gangster kids in the, school. And we went and saw, our parents let us go see Notorious. Like we saw a bunch of, dope and chicks and sex, drugs, and rap. We're so sick, Biggie Tupac for life, kind of thing. So yeah, that's when I really started listening to like Andre Nicotina, Biggie, Snoop, Pac, fucking, oh gosh, Mac Dre. Like, I remember always going over my best friend's house, and his sister was, I think she's 5 years old, so probably around your age, though. And, like, she would take us, like, to McDonald's or something, she would be able to drive. And she had, like, always a bumping system, and she'd be, like, bumping, like, Fizzle Dance, and, like, a bunch of, like, old Mac Dre songs, like, Andre Nicotina shit. We were, like, 9, 10 years old, just, like, bumping like Andre Nicotina to McDonald's and shit, So yeah, that's kind of how I started listening to like all stuff like that and whatnot. I was just like, damn, this shit's crazy. I'm down with it, But
dude,
yeah, that's awesome.
At that time when I started listening
music
to
was
hip hop,
wild.
music was wild back then.
It was so like it was still like even because it was still been around for a long time, but like that's when like people were just starting to say like fuck it, like we're making whatever the fuck we want and doing whatever the fuck we want.
Less restrictions and shit,
Yeah, for sure. Because I feel like all the music before then, like there was so many like you had to be just in this one lane doing this certain thing. Like I think that even though it's like kind of different, but Straight Outta Compton kind of portrays that a little bit perfectly. Like when they're DJing in the nightclub, and he's like, I only want that soft shit. Like that's literally how like certain periods were. Like they only wanted specific stuff, and I feel like in the like early '90s and early 2000s, or maybe late '90s, I should say, and early 2000s is when people just started saying "fuck it" and really started breaking boundaries.
Good,
crazy shit with music,
I remember, my first hip hop album was Eminem, the Marshall Mathers album.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was way too young for me to have that, and my mom didn't know about it. But how the hell can she know? She doesn't listen to it.
Yep.
And that's I think that's one of the first times I think I heard music of a rapper, saying like fuck like 10 times in one sentence.
Yeah, being all hyped about it, like
Yeah.
crazy,
What what's stupid about me is that, just to oh cool, I say fuck yeah, look, fuck this and
yeah,
fuck that. And you're talking to a kid that's in elementary school, and kids look at you, it's like, oh my god, why are you saying that? It's like,
yeah,
because
because I heard on this song.
yeah,
He
yeah,
said it, I could say it.
I can say,
Well, yeah, no, I remember, I feel like that too. And then because, like you said, like I grew up dirt biking and whatnot, so like I always grew up with all my dad's friends and whatnot. So I always heard like people cussing, and then hearing like, oh, you can't say that, you're a kid. But then I'd hear it in songs. So I was like, fuck all of this,
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember cuss words definitely slipping out at a young age. Where I was definitely like the one to like, I was definitely guilty of it. Like if teachers called me out, like sometimes there's instances where like some teachers try to make me look dumb in classes, and I was like, yo, you're a fucking asshole, and everyone just is like, and I'm just like, I don't give a shit. Like my first time it happened was in 6th grade. And yeah, the first time this was actually real bad. And looking back on it, I feel terrible. Like, cause I was just growing up, like I don't know. I felt like there's always just something happening. Like I was always dirt biking. So kids always had something to say about me dirt biking. Like I remember when I came to school with a broken collarbone, no one believed me. So like kids punched me in my collarbone because they didn't believe me and shit like that. Oh yeah. Like just, I grew up in like a rich, like kind of, area where it's kind of snobby kids like that, so being
I get you.
kind of like Hispanic and, a little different and doing different things, I didn't have like all the nice cars and, newest stuff and whatnot. So there's a lot of things like that and whatnot, but yeah, sorry, that kind of just, it was a little, off topic and frustrating.
Nah, that's okay. This is a free space to talk about stuff.
No. But yeah, that my first time where something like that happened was like 6th grade, and I was like telling, I was talking to my friend about something, and the teacher was basically like started screaming at me and was like, "You got detention tomorrow for lunch, like go outside." And I was like, "I didn't even do anything," and she was like, she was pregnant too. That's why I also feel bad looking at now. That I understand,
wow.
Why tensions were high, like why she was probably so frustrated that like I wasn't listening, like I was a 6th grade kid, like not listening. I'm like, this lady's pregnant. Like now I'm understanding, like as a 26-year-old adult, like being an adult trying to deal with a 6th grader, So she's like screaming at me, like, go sit down in your seat, like you're in trouble, you got, detention tomorrow, yada yada. I'm like, you're such a bitch. Like, I didn't even do anything wrong. Like, you're just accusing me of shit. And and she's like, what did you just call me? Go outside right now. And I was like, fuck you. I don't care. And I walked outside, and I remember because like, it was kind of like, a lot more heated. I'm not going to scream it the way I was, it was heat of the moment. But I remember walking out, and I kid you not, I remember seeing across the hall, the two doors, and the door next to me, kids looking through the window, like trying to see what was happening because they had heard it. And so like everyone's just staring at me, and she comes out and she's bawling her eyes out. Why would you do that? Like, why would you say? And I was like, I'm sorry. You started yelling at me and you started accusing me of something I didn't do. Like, I didn't like that. And I got angry. I'm sorry, but yeah, that happened one time, like that was the first time. So I felt terrible. But then like high school, it happened again. Like, one of my teachers that I actually liked, he like said something stupid, and I was like, that was kind of a stupid remark to say as a teacher. And he was like, what'd you say? And I was like, that was kind of a stupid remark to say. Like, you don't know how like other people would think, like, hearing you say that, like what would make, that would make me think differently of you. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't like hearing that. And he was like, well, you're a student, you should listen. I was like, well, you're a fucking asshole if you're not even going to listen to how I feel about it. And he was like, go outside right now. And I was like, all right. And then he came out and he's like, I did not expect that of you. Like, you're on the football team. Like, it was when I was on the football team. He's like, you're a leader, this and that. And I was like, well, I just didn't like what you had to say and like how you like confidently said it. And like, we're proud of your statement. And like, there's a lot of people that probably think differently, and it didn't feel right, hearing someone say that.
Yeah.
And so like that happened. And then again, like my football coach one time, like I sucked at math, and he was my fucking math teacher. The varsity coach was.
Right.
So he called me out on a question, and then basically made me feel like an idiot because I didn't know. And I was like, you don't have to make me look like an idiot. You don't have to be an asshole about it. And he's like, what'd you say? And I was like I said, just because I didn't get the question right doesn't make me have to be an asshole, make me look dumb in front of the class. He's like, go outside. And I was like, okay. So I went outside and he came out. And he's like, what? Why would you do that? And I was like, well, you asked me a question, then I gave you the wrong answer. You laughed. You got the whole rest of the class to laugh, basically, and like make me look like an idiot. So you're an asshole for doing that. Plain and simple. He's like, well, I'm telling the varsity coach this and that. Like, you're gonna have something to do with that. And like, I had to go run, and it was funny because like I had weight training class like with the varsity coach that he was in go tell.
Yeah.
And so we get into weight training class. He's like, Sandoval, come over here. I'm like, oh, I already know what this is for. So I walked over. He goes, you got some big balls on you, don't you? And I'm like, no. Like, I don't know what to say to that. I'm like a high school kid. Like, sure, like, no. And I'm like, I know. And he's like, why'd you say it? And I'm like, because he was being an asshole and he called me out and made me look like an idiot in front of the whole class. So I'm sorry. I don't appreciate that out of anyone. And I'm going to call anyone out that. Well, I respect it for defending yourself, but you're definitely not going to be calling any of my coaching staff an asshole and this and that in front of a classroom. I'm like, okay. He's like, you're going to do a lap for every word and like 25 push-ups for every letter or something like that. And, like,
what the hell?
Stupid. Yeah, something stupid that I like,
something to discipline you, just like,
something just stupid off the charts. I was like, okay, whatever. But that was like kind of the stupid shit that I get into, and I was like, whatever.
I mean, it's not that stupid. I mean, the fact that the teacher disrespect you.
Yeah, like I was not afraid. Like that's how I am. I'm not afraid to like call it, like like in front of anyone. Like, yo, whoa, what the fuck was that? If call you out or call anyone out or even myself, I'll be like, yeah, that was way wrong. But yeah, that doesn't fly with me ever since 6th grade, apparently.
I can sympathize you with that, man. I was very shit. Now I'm looking at my childhood. It's like, damn, I really had a very troublesome, fucked up childhood,
dude. Yeah, I don't even want to go down that road. But I do.
I mean,
trust me. I had a great childhood. Don't get me wrong.
No, no.
There's definitely a lot of things where I'm like, damn, bro, the things kids are bitching about these days, you would not last a fucking day.
Yeah, like some of these.
Like, and I hate to say that type of shit, but bro, it's the truth. Like, God,
it's facts. Like, there's half of the shit that if I were their age and I say that shit, oh motherfucker, I was getting out of my face.
Oh, I was getting a belt, a shoe, a pan, a comb, a bat. Yeah, any object that was close that would make me, cry
la chancleta.
Straight up,
dog. I know. It's like, yo, wait till your father gets here. I was like, oh fuck, no. When he comes, he's like, what did you do?
Yep. God damn, yep. Day ruined. Yep, the snap of the bell. That was the worst.
I was like, yo, sorry.
Yeah, straight up. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I swear.
Yo.
You got the wrong story. You got the wrong story.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No. You got it wrong. You got it wrong.
I swear that's not what happened. Let me tell you. Don't whip yet. Don't whip. Let me explain. And then when you explain, you still got whipped. Bitch, basically. You thought.
You still get the bitch slap regardless.
Oh, yeah, you're always going to get it. No doubt.
Dude, yeah, no. Before, back then, you cannot get away with half of the shit that you say, man. But no, that.
Oh, literally, if you were probably to spank a kid now, they'd probably like wait to record you and do something again. And
bro,
like, excuse me,
yeah, something. I was just like, oh, you entitled little bitch. Honestly.
Yeah. I definitely don't think I got abused, but yeah, I definitely got made sure I put in my place and know what the fuck I did wrong.
Exactly. But these kids are like in that whole YOLO phase.
Yeah.
And they just go do the wildest shit and be like, expect no consequences, like no holding accountability. It's like, oh my, you were my kid? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Yeah.
Straight up.
No. The face will be straight up for sure.
Then my face will be rearranged probably.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, the worst ones that they say to me was it's like keep your mouth, keep talking with your mouth. Because I gotta make sure I'm gonna wash it up with soap.
Yep. That's so.
I'm just like, whoa, what? Wait,
Uh.
why are you gonna watch my son? It's like, keep fouling. Don't worry, I have you. And then you come home, she get near the dish. You're like, oh, okay. I'm Mama, no, Daddy,
Yeah,
no.
You got the wrong story.
No,
you got the wrong story.
It's not what it looks like.
Yeah, I swear. I swear. Oh shit. That's funny.
Yo, kids today are privileged.
That's very true.
There's fucking privilege. And some of the kids that like I see that they're crying out of nothing, and the parents is just like ignoring it. And it's like, I'm like, you ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, like you ain't gonna stop or help it or nothing or spank it or I don't know, do something.
No, I cry like that, man. Oh, there was not gonna be a tomorrow in my house.
Straight up.
Oh man, I'm expected to be well behaved when I'm in public, all around. I remember my dad was savage too. Even when
my mom wasn't afraid to whoop me in a store, or neither was my dad.
Oh, neither one of them were afraid of that. But my dad, he was straight up savage, bro, because he actually go ahead and grabs on your arm, and then it goes like, Gregory, you cry. I swear to God, you cry right now. We're gonna have serious problems when we get home. And he's like literally pinching you in the fucking arm, and it hurts shit, and you're like, God damn, what?
Yeah, like, oh, I swear.
And then you're not supposed to cry, because if you cry, it's gonna make it even worse.
Yeah, the pain is even killing, but you're not supposed to cry.
So you're like,
the pain.
Yeah, so you're like,
yeah, I'm sorry.
It's like, holy shit.
Oh, I felt that. That hit home.
Holy shit. Yep. That was some wild moments in our childhood.
That's funny.
I just don't know what it is that changed, that phase itself into what it is right now. Like, I feel like today's world, people are just pussies.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone's definitely soft these days. I don't even know how to explain it, because I don't even know where or what went wrong. But
I try.
Yeah,
like
it's just, that's all I can ever say. It just sucks to even talk about, because it's just like, it's funny, like you say it too. Like I have an experience with like my own brother. Like I love my little brother, and he's still a good kid and whatnot. He's still got a lot of going up to do. He's a junior in high school, but compared to the way my dad is with him now, it's a completely different story. And I'm like, damn. You lucky fool. Like, I would have got my ass beat if I would have said that to dad, Like, I guess, my dad's getting old and he's a little more soft, and, more stuff's happened in his life. So, yeah, I get why he's got a little soft, but I'm like, damn fool, like, I would have had a couple teeth knocked out or something by now,
I think the same thing happened to my younger brother, because I have a one brother, and he's like 4 years younger than me. He's my roommate right now. But the same shit happened to him, in the fact that I get all the heat if I do anything, but when he does anything, it's like, no, but you gotta understand, like he's special.
He's your baby brother.
He's your baby brother. He's weak and fragile. You gotta be careful. He's special. And it's like, the fuck I am. The fuck I am.
Like you've already been through the ringer, so you're fine.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. It's like, the first child. Yeah. You gotta receive the the punches. But if you're with the second child, if you're delicate, you'll be good. I'm like, Nani? Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. You gotta make a TikTok like that. Why is your parents always so much nicer on the second child than the first one? Emotional damage.
Oh
so
yeah.
Funny.
Dude. And then before you know it, I am where I am because of it.
This is the truth.
Oh man. But yeah, bro, like I can't say that my childhood was that fucked up. The only fucked up.
The
only fucked up about it was that, I guess, was more about the bullying. Because I've been bullying all the way from elementary school to to junior high.
Yeah, I definitely can relate to that. And I had to do a lot of self-defense and, sticking up for myself. And that made me an angry kid growing up. And always, people
Always on
always said
the defense and everything.
Yeah, I've always been on the defense. And I still am with a lot of things. Like I have a lot of trust issues with that. And, people still try to bring it up to me. And they're like, you're so defensive or this and that. I'm like, bro, because you have no idea the shit I've been through. I've been bullied,
exactly.
Made fun of. Like I was the kid that wasn't invited to shit. Like prank call, and it's like I get, if I did something cool, it wasn't cool enough, like kind of, it's just a lot of different little factors, so yeah, I can definitely relate to that. It definitely, makes me have a little bit of a wall up and defense mode when I get to know people and whatnot, or especially in this industry too.
No, absolutely.
Such a hard industry to trust people, and motocross isn't really any different, except you actually compete. It's not a bunch of single people where we're all trying to help each other get better. Where it's a bunch of people competing for one main goal. And it's like it's not the same here, where music is subjective, and there should be a lot of people winning and a lot of people having this spotlight and chance, because a lot of people can like their music, so it's definitely used to kind of how it is and with people. But yeah, it's definitely because of my childhood I got pretty bad trust issues,
especially on the bus.
I don't know. Mine was just fighting. I had a lot of fighting issues because people would try to pick on me, and then I would fight. That's what I resort to, is because my parents taught me, someone's gonna mess with you, someone shoves you, someone end it and make sure they never want to do it again, kind of thing.
My problem was that I had great patience and great restraints, and the problem is like I'm like the Hulk, basically. Like like push me, but once you push me enough, all hell breaks loose, and that's what happened to me back in the days in which, like, in the bus, people are throwing me shit at me, making fun of me, making fun of my speech, of how I talk, because I had to take speech therapy because I was very bad, on my own fucking language and Spanish. Who would have guessed, And English is not my first language, So
I'm terrible at Spanish. My whole family speaks Spanish. I'm terrible.
And I lived in an island that everybody speaks Spanish. So my Spanish is supposed to be like my whole main thing, but in I don't know what it is that, English became my main thing, and I need to take speech therapy. So I had trouble speaking, learning verbs and other crap, and people make fun of me. But it got to the point that even a friend of mine who I thought he was a friend, past tense, poked me enough because he believed I was gonna do anything. And then once I actually said, like, you know what, just push me. He's like, oh, look at this big guy. So he showed up in front of the other guys who were also bullying me. And when he pushed me, I don't know what came out to me, but I pushed him back, and he like, it felt like I pushed the fucking bottle wall all the way to the wall, and he was like, and then he swung on me, and then when he tried to swing again, I grabbed him and I went WWE on his ass. I went WWE, then I grabbed him and I just like bit, and then just went to the wall, and then just like went all chokeslam and shit, and all the kids were like,
oh my god, I wasn't doing it.
I swear. I said. Then when the teacher came, the fight already broke out. I was sitting in the corner. He was sitting in the corner. One of the bully kids actually came to me and consolidate me, and it's like, hey, you okay? You're done? You good? You good?
Yeah, you calm down, Hulk smash over.
Yeah, no. Bro, and then I think after that, I gained a little bit of respect from people, because people would now know, like, don't fuck with me like that. And then I think I joined the soccer varsity team, and I think I gained much more respect on that because we were winning games thanks to me. Yeah. And now everybody's like, yo, this guy's the shit. This is like, and outside I'm like, yeah, thank you. But in my head, it's like, now you fuck with me, huh?
Yeah.
Now you fuck with me. Years, not too long ago, you've been bullying me and throwing me shit on my face and calling me Four Eyes. But now you respect me because, I'm in the, like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I definitely can relate to this. Like I said, stuff like that for sure.
And it's true what you said, about the music industry. It is like that, not to that extreme of high school bullshit, but if you look at it, But if you look at it
Yeah,
at a
it's
grand
definitely.
scheme of things, it kind of
Yeah.
is like that high school bullshit. You know, there's
Yeah,
like,
there's definitely a lot of little popularity contests and kind of high school
yeah,
clique vibes, you know. So
a
it's
lot of,
just you guys gotta try to avoid it. You know, that's one thing
yeah,
I've learned to do is find my little group of people that you know relate to me and you know that
yeah,
I get along with and actually enjoy spending my time with. Because too, I'm one person that enjoys you know spending just time by myself. Like I don't always need to go to shows. Like you know, like I want to go to shows. You know, and like I want to be out hanging out, but man, to be honest, I don't got a lot of money sometimes, and I'm trying to you know do other things and try to be
yeah.
smart and pay for a house that I bought with my girlfriend, and
Mm,
you know pay for my dirt bike, and you know still you know do things that I want to do. Like I said, like, my big goals this year has been to do the things that I want to do, make me happy, and that's you know riding my dirt bike, hanging out here at home, and making music. So if I
that's
can do those
good.
things, I want to do those. You know, if I want to go see a show, I'll go see a show, but I'm not gonna like force myself to go. You know.
Oh, I'm the same. I hardly go out. And if I go
Yeah.
out, it's me and my fiance just having a like a nice little date. She and I, and just once in a while. But she and I in the same boat. We're trying to save money to get ourselves our own place. And she wants to go back to nursing school to finish it up, and she wants to be a travel nurse and shit.
Oh yeah.
So, and me, on the other hand, I want to get a bigger position, continue on with my podcast, and just network and talk to more people to come over to the show and whatnot, man.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest goals here for this year. And I don't go out, and when I do go out, I don't even drink, man. I do drink. Like,
Yeah, like you have like
I'm not
three, like two or
sober.
three drinks, and that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I'm more of a smoker, so yeah, if I got my weed pen or something, I'm good.
I don't even drink outside of my own place. Probably on the nice restaurant on one of our dinner dates. Probably
Yeah,
I'll take a
like
beer.
a drink or two.
Yeah, but like going out to, I don't know, to a club or some shit like that, it's like, nah. Like, it ain't like, I used to be a promoter. I know what the prices are. Like, it's
Yeah,
ridiculous to how much people pay. I see people, I see like, damn, you're a dumb motherfucker. You paying this much money for a fucking drink? Like, nah, I could get this
yeah,
way less,
yeah,
over here.
yeah, and I can drink it at home in the
Yeah.
comfort of my home.
And it's just funny because, like, I think when I moved here, because I was a very heavy drinker back home in Puerto Rico, it was like first day through Sunday is me drinking.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out, shit. When I moved here, went to school, and then had a part-time job to pay for school, and at the same time get a full-time after, like, the whole drinking aspect dumber down a lot because A, I didn't have any money, and B, like, I was by myself with my best friend. We didn't know anyone, so we were just by ourselves here,
Yeah.
And when I started working at the Clevelander Hotel in South Beach, I was a AV tech for those guys, and my shits were on the weekends. So I work Thursdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sundays every week, from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., 12-hour shifts. So obviously, when the hell do I get out of work to grab a drink?
Yeah, never. Yeah,
I just go straight home and sleep and
sleep
wake up
and
and
then go
wake
back
up.
to work.
Yeah, because
Yep.
and it's fits to that. I lost the whole aspect of drinking overall. It's like, and now I go to festivals or shows if I have to, and I could be sober as fuck. I just need a water and I'm good.
Yeah, no, I agree. If I got water in my weed pen, I'm happy. But yeah, no, I'm never. I think I did ruin too drinking my senior year for senior ditch day. I had about every kind of alcohol there could be all mixed together and blacked out and threw up, for days after. So I was like, yeah, I don't really like hard alcohol, so I'm just a beer guy. If I have a
Yeah, same.
drink or maybe some
Same.
champagne, I guess, to celebrate, or wine with the girlfriend.
I stick myself with the beer for my whole life. Is just beer. Now I'm starting to drink, bourbon. Just
Yeah, okay.
just to get with it, just to talk to my best friends and have a nice little drink that we all can share. It was
Yeah.
just now, and bourbon is not that much. You take sips out of it. You
Yeah,
just
you
take
definitely.
sips out of a small little cup. You want to put ice, you can put ice, and that's it. And
I agree.
that's That's it, yeah. But I had to say, during my days as a promoter, I felt like I could not afford to drink because whenever I had to go to these shows, I want to network. And the only way for me to network is if I'm a bit much, if my head is a bit clear, you know?
Yeah, a little more sober.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't like to ever play like drunk. I only have like a drink before, and that's it.
I could never, when I DJ, I now I have no problem, no issue DJing when I'm drinking. But back then, I took it so literally, like I took it like it's actually my fucking job. So it's like
Yeah.
if I'm working, I have my game face on, and I don't have any distractions. I don't want any drinks. I just go there, go to the venue, do my thing, and clock out, and that's it. That's how I hardly stay out long after my set. I just like, hey, deuces, everyone. Thank you, guys. I'm out, and I just go straight home, or I stop by on an IHOP or Dennis or something like that. You know?
Yeah, get some food, some T-Bell or something.
Yeah, something. You know? Yeah. But I was never into that nightlife, and it's so funny because I've been in the nightlife scene for a decade, 12 years. 12 years since I started DJing in bars, and then from bars to clubs to festivals, backup bars and restaurants, and all that crap, all the way to now that I stopped. It was a fun ride, but I felt like, you know, as I was growing, I felt like I was competing with some of these next generation kids. You know, these kids have a lot of energy, while me, I'm like, I don't even have that half of the energy. I'm already tired. I want to go to fucking sleep. Shit. So me personally, I had my own dilemma. I had other demons that I had to deal with my own shit as well. But at the same time, I was looking at myself as like, do I really want to? Do I see myself 10 years from now? Do I see myself in my 40s DJing? Do I see myself like doing this? And that's where I realized it's like, no, it's actually a short term thing. Like making music is a short term, like DJing is a short term. So it's like, damn, so if it's a short term, like why should I continue to pursue it? You know, I should be doing something that it's a longevity and I can do this on a daily basis and I'll be happy as fuck. And
I haven't kind of thought about it like that. Like, yeah, it's a nice like to hear someone else kind of perspective because like I got music because kind of thought of it like something I can always have, you know, and like I kind of thought of it too, like not even like getting big. Like, of course, I could be sick if I like, you know, do start playing a bunch of festivals. You know, like I'm a big artist on Confession and Night Bass and all, you know, the hoo-has and yahas and all the good percolations that come with all this stuff. But at the same time, for me, it's like I thought at the same time, like, what do I want to do when I'm like 40 something? Like, if I can just understand music and I'm sure like when I'm 40, I'm gonna probably be making a bunch of other weird music, hopefully, because I want to keep making music.
Right.
You know? So it's like if I can teach music or like show people like the things I've learned and help people, because I like helping people. Before I was doing all this, I was in school for fire department, and I got hurt for that. So, so and that's still one of my goals. Like I would like to, build a career and foundation and build a life for myself with music, and then go back and give back to my community and be a firefighter. That's something I'd really like to do. So, that's kind of how I looked at it as, I can be, 40 something years old playing on a piano, enjoying myself or having music lessons or teaching someone music theory, or if there's a kid wanting to learn the same thing I wanted to learn when I was 26, dance music or, whatever it is, I can teach them what I know, something like that. So, yeah, I just like how music is something that kind of is always going to be there, like it never goes away.
I'm with you with that. And in my experience, like I'm already in that phase. I'm in that of helping people out, as much as possible, like one of the main reasons for this podcast show that I created is so I can help people out, because I feel like there's so much knowledge out there that I know that it's not being publicized, because
or just like different, not like even just like on top of knowledge, just like different. I'm trying to find the right word. Just different. There's so many different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of different thoughts and ideas and concepts, like whatever the topic can be. So yeah, and it's definitely talking to people and kind of helping people out is nice, because you don't know what they're going to do or where they might take them.
Right. and I just want to let the whole world know, it's like, guys, like, learn from all the mistakes that I committed or that my people have committed around me, because this is real life. Like, if you really want to get involved with this, we'll expect some of this, like I wish I had somebody who could have guided me a little bit in my early days of my career and could have told me, don't fucking be a promoter. Don't waste your time on being a promoter. Just stick with making music and you're going to get further. If I would have had somebody telling me that when I started out, I would have never become a promoter and I would have just like focused more on my music and all those hours. Probably I would have gone much more further in my life than I am right now,
That's funny you bring that up too, because I remember like I almost became a promoter for like Old Town Scottsdale. And I tried to do it and like it just like trying to get people together for like tables wasn't like my thing.
Yeah.
I don't always want to go drink. They wanted you like do like on Wednesdays and like Thursday nights and like some week, like the weekends it made sense, but not everyone wants to go out,
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like I remember someone telling me early on, like, bro, if you really want to get into like this music stuff, just work on music and like understand DJing, and then you won't even need any of that, And I was so glad someone told me that because like no, that's no hate to like anyone who does promoting. I just not my thing, Like
I agree.
I'd rather just work on music and chill and go party when I want to party or when I get invited to come play somewhere, or with my friends go invited to get play somewhere, and I'm in their group kind of thing. I'm down to go party and support. And have a good time with them.
See, and that is not my thing either. Like, I hated promoting with all my guts, bro. It sucked. I had to do street promo for many, many hours. Like, that's
rough.
Yeah, like handing flyers all around, taking pictures for evidence to show the heads. Like, yeah, I did the job. So you don't believe that I actually throw this away in the dumpsters. It was just a hassle for me. But you know what? I had to do it because at that time I believed that whatever I was doing, it was the only way.
The right path.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was the right path, but it was more about like I was hungry. I was more hungry than any of the young guys that were trying to make it into it. Like, and because of my hard work, it paid off for me to open my first big venue, opening up for Yellow Claw, which is like for me that was huge. I even got my parents over just to see that show. That was because that was my biggest thing. And then later on, they gave me this slot for me to play in Life in Color, and then Sunset, and then a bunch of other after parties, and then a bunch of other shows on every weekend, opening for OK, opening for Bear Grylls, opening for Borgore, opening for all these other people, Hoochie. I had the privilege to open up for Adventure Club. Which was like crazy for me to believe. Like, and it's all because, I said, it's like, oh yeah, Adventure Club just played my song. It's like, oh, okay, then we'll put you on the slot for that show. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Let's run it.
So I felt at that time that's like, see, all the hard work that I did on promoting paid off for those shows. But it was later down the road that I realized it's like, it's not going to get you that far because they only need you for you. They only need you for to sell tickets, bring people up, and, street promo. They couldn't give a shit about me and any of the other guys. Like, I would say like, oh yeah, I want to be one of these guys. He's like, yeah, well, we got a lot of people saying that. And it's like, well, let me show you. And I did show them, but still, I was still treated like a second-class citizen. You know?
No, I can never understand that for sure.
And that's where like, I guess like that's where I like completely stop altogether. I'm promoting, just focus on my music, and it was going well until my situation where I was living, and my depression and my mental health was just like all hitting at the same time simultaneously. It was just like, holy fuck. That at one point I felt so much pressure on myself that I couldn't produce shit. And that was bad. And now I'm looking back at one of the reasons, because I was putting so much pressure to myself that I wanted to please people out, and because I had so much of these contacts and met so much people that I don't want to lose them, I don't want to be like a few months without talking, without contact, and then they completely forgot it once I already have something, but I didn't have anything. So it was just like a lot of combinations of a lot of things that were just happening with my life. But Thankfully, like when I did put the brakes on music altogether, it's just like I'm just gonna stop for now. It's not making me happy. Pandemic hit, and when the pandemic hit, I found podcasts, and now is like the most thrilling thing I've ever had in my life. Like I could not be more passionate about this, bro. And
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
and now that I'm doing it, now I'm trying to help people out as much as I can by guiding them and telling my stories, like my war stories, like
Yeah.
back in the day I did this shit, or back in the day this shit happened to me, and
Yeah.
this is the results. Try not to do this, avoid this, do this and do that, as much as possible. And at the same time, I felt much more joyful saying that, because I felt like I was feeling like a little bottle itself that had so much shit inside that I just want to let go, and I didn't know where to go. I didn't know who to talk to or who to let it go. And when I found podcasting, I just felt much more calmer, much more happier, because it's like finally I could say this now, and now I'm trying to look for people, try to come over to the show and talk to them, especially local people, midterm people, high people. I always tell people everyone is welcome to the show. I don't care if you have more followers than me or I have more followers than you. I don't care if you're just starting out. It's like if you're passionate about it, you're an interested guy, you got cool music, bro, come into the show and let's have a conversation.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it. Like, it's definitely been fun talking for sure. And I know we've seen each other and the Grocery Boys chat and whatnot a little bit. So yeah, it's nice we're finally chopping it up.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to those guys, man, and shout out to Danny Ushu, because he's the one who introduced me to you guys.
Yeah, Danny's the man. Danny's awesome. I haven't seen Danny in a while in the chat, but yeah, I love when Danny would be on DJing or vibing out to something or showing us some kind of song he was working on.
Yeah, it's fun, man, and I enjoy it very much, man. Every time I see you guys out there, it's like, bro, I feel so fulfilled. I feel so happy because I feel like I'm in the safe zone, and I can I talk about and discuss some of this stuff. Well, versus over here is like I feel like very restricted,
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like the Grocery Boys definitely have a good open line of communication for everyone to feel comfortable and welcome for sure.
I fuck with it, man. See, that's the type of stuff that I fuck with it a lot, and I wish we can see that more across the platform, across the community. I hope that it becomes something like that, because again, another thing. I'm not trying to start a revolution either, but it would be nice if we can all work together as a community and grow together, instead of cutting each other out because you feel competitive enough that you feel friend that my presence is gonna take away your gig or something, that because you feel insecure, and now we're gonna talk shit about me and talk shit about you and all that crap. I wish we could get rid of that and have more people out there that we can just tune in and say like, nah, we ain't about that high school bullshit, bro.
When it's your time, it's your time. That's how I feel like it all should be. Time and place for everyone.
I agree.
And everyone on a certain show. So it's like, I don't know. I agree with you. I can't stand how people kind of do the competition or the cool guy act. If you haven't played this show or that show, or if you haven't released here or there, like, it's, until you do something, worthy of something, then, some people will start, fucking with you, like you said. But I don't like that kind of stuff. I just try to be me, and if I fuck with you, I fuck with you. If I'm seem like I'm silent or distant, it's just because I'm silent or distant. It has nothing to do personally,
That's and the fucked up about it is that I don't know how your scene is, but I know here in Miami scene is the fake it till you make it scene. And you can spot off so many fakes from a mile away that it's just unbearable. Like I cannot stand it. It's. So I don't know how your scene is, but I know mine is bad enough that even house people are like that as well. And house people over here, majority that are feel much more entitled about it, because it's like, I'm playing space, I'm playing A11, I'm playing this. It's like, I got it.
Yeah, no, I mean, our scene's pretty cool. There's a lot of good people. scene's the same. There's a lot of good people and there's a lot of like, not so good people, or the ones that are kind of faking it or whatever, But no, he's just got a pretty solid foundation. There's definitely a lot of talent like in the house scene. So it's always, for me, it's motivating. Like I feed off of it and, definitely get motivated. Like if I see an artist from here doing something that I want to be doing, then that's what I kind of start shooting for, like how can I achieve that goal that they achieve kind of thing, so that's what I use it for. Like it's never competing, it's more of motivating myself. Like they can do it, I can do it, like if someone from my town's able to make it happen, then I know I can. I just got to work hard for it. So yeah, I definitely wish more people kind of switch to that mindset, because then we could all help each other get to that point instead of
a little bit. I feel like
to get to that point.
I feel like if we help each other a little bit more, I think we can all achieve our goals a little bit more faster.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's definitely, because I think that's all it is when you start kind of growing and kind of working together, it's just more things start fluctuating in and out. I feel like more moving parts.
Also, I hope that people can be as honest as I am, because I'm like I call it like it is. I see it what I see, and if it doesn't move right, I'll call it out. And then people just like, yo, what the fuck? It's like, just be honest. Don't bullshit me. Don't bullshit the bullshitter. All right, like.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm the same way. I definitely get told sometimes a little too outspoken, or sometimes a little too upfront, or seem a little harsh with the way I come off. I'm like, that's just gonna tell you how it is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. So I don't know what else to tell you.
I feel like you're people should be more upfront about it, instead of hiding behind and feel like, oh, but you got to take a consideration of the situation. It's like, fuck the situation, fuck the person. Just do it. The person did some foul shit, just call it out, and that's it. Let's not pretend, that he did something right. No, like, call it like it is. Like, and if I did something, call me out. Call me out. Like, if I did it wrong, and it's like, shit, I'll own it to it. I'll hold myself accountable, and I apologize and move on, But don't give me the whole high school shit in which all of us are fake enough to say, like, talking behind each other's backs and talking smack about
you. Yeah. Sorry, I was young there, but I agree. I'd rather tell me up front or just tell me my face, and I'll be on my way, and that's it.
It's shitty how sometimes this industry really is, but the rewards are great. I think the rewards just outweigh the ugliness. The ugliness.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, I think definitely all the positives from this stuff definitely outweighs the negatives for sure.
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, there's so many people in this world, like whatever, the little things we're talking about is literally just in our area. So, there's so many other people. It's not really a big deal.
Now, you said that earlier in our conversation, you said that you had like tracks sent over to Dr. Fresh, and he's playing some of your shit in his live set.
Yeah, like I've been, submitting to his like house call demos quite a bit, and I'd reached out to him about another song that he had recently played out on the house call demos, and he'd reply back saying that he'd been recently playing it out at shows. So that was pretty cool. And then like another one Wednesday, she's one of my close friends, I could say, and I'm super thankful for her. But she said she's played out a couple of my stuff, during her live sets and whatnot. So yeah, it's been motivating because I just would love to have some of my favorite artists play out some of my stuff and whatnot. Absolutely. Be able to be in the crowd and hear it, So yeah, it's been definitely motivating to kind of get more of my favorite artists, to see them in my downloads and see them playing my songs out for sure.
On your personal experience, how do you feel about demo submissions?
I like some, I like when it comes to like submitting like for a label, like for them to actually listen to, like it's got its perks. Like it just bums me out. There's some labels I feel like don't really check their demos as much, but at the same time it could be it's not really that they're not checking it. They maybe just be getting so many that it feels like they don't check it. Like they maybe have a certain amount they check a day and then try to move on from there, kind of thing. So I don't know. It's got its perks for sure. Lately I've been trying to work so maybe people just start reaching out to me and wanting records, instead of me always trying to send stuff out,
So you haven't had any negative experience when it comes to demo submission with your music, or had any rejections from labels?
I've had like some, of course, like the rejections and whatnot, or like just feedback that I kind of didn't even really understand. Like I won't say the label, of course. But yeah, like there's one time a label I really want to be a part of, and just kind of the feedback they gave me didn't make sense because like some of the stuff they were saying I was already, trying to do and I thought I had done, and then it just, I don't know, just kind of the way they responded seemed very fake and like out of touch, with me and what I wanted to do kind of thing. And yeah, no, so I'd say that was like kind of my only weird experience. I mean, working with labels has been kind of funny. There's some where it's like takes a lot of time, just to get in touch with them about like, the cover art or release dates and kind of what's going on and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like you kind of look and got to realize everyone's busy and got a lot of shit going on, but that's the only kind of weird things I've happened so far, I'd say. Is just a couple out of touch, responses, or like my favorite too is like you send a demo in and like 2 seconds later you get a rejection email and it's like there's no one who's listened to the song yet or anything. It's just like a automated reply like, sorry, it doesn't fit at the moment. You're like, but you didn't even listen to it, so that's happened a couple times.
Oh yeah, I have a large experience when it comes to demo submissions, and I've actually made an episode about it, and people may call it that it's my own biasy, but in reality it's like I can't say it's my bias because it happened to me, it didn't happen to you. Like, no, like it happened to me and it does happen to others. And I've spoken to A&Rs and label mates that they tell me their story and this is the story. And I talk about this, in which like it's not worth sending demos to these spam emails because the majority of these labels, they have it on a spam folder. And if you don't see them reaching you out like in 2 weeks minimum to a month maximum, then you already know it's in the spam folder. Now I did say the majority of them, not all labels are like that. The majority, because there's definitely a lot of labels that I've sent my demos, and for example, Seven Lions record label Ophelia, shout out to them and Ben, the A&R. I sent them some of my music, man, and they were intrigued about it. And they sent me a feedback afterwards, for me to improve it so next time I could release it. I was like, you know what? I told them, thank you for taking your time giving me the feedback and letting me know. I appreciate you. Next time I'm going straight to you guys. And Affiliate and DPMO and the other labels, like I'll send them right away. But the majority of them that I do have contacts and I do know the people in that, yeah, bro, like it's all on a spam folders type shit situation. And I advise people, like, if you still want to release music to that label, the only way for you to get their attention is by giving some of your songs to some of the artists that reps that label so they can play it out. And when they do play it out, there will be one A&R that's going to ask you, yo, where do you get that song? That song is fire. Oh, I got it from so-and-so. And that's when eyes are starting to look up.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
That's why I always tell people, that's another thing. I tell people, it's like, just don't focus your attention about sending demos to labels. Like, don't worry.
Yeah, it's not always the focus for sure. Like, I feel like too, like building your own, like fan base and support system by releasing your own stuff and kind of whatnot helps. Like that's my kind of my plan this year. Like I have a couple label releases like that I've been trying to get on that I finally got some, releases on that I'm excited about. And then, I plan to do a lot of just, self promo and self releases this year and kind of finding my own kind of, support group as I keep growing that,
Yeah, dude, because I feel like the only way for you to get everyone's attention is by if you self-release your own music before you actually jump to the big guns and get released on these labels, Obviously, somebody out there's going to listen. Somebody's going to guarantee listen and be like, holy shit. And don't be afraid to send some of the songs to the artists. If you got their promo emails, send it over to those guys. Obviously, don't tell them that, oh, yeah, this is the fire shit that I just made. I know you're going to like it. Yeah, this is the fire. This is the banger. This is the Nets Animals type shit. Like, no.
No, give them a nice little introduction and let them know like what you make and why you felt like sending them the track. And, they'll probably listen to it or enjoy it.
Yeah, the best advice I tell people is that if you want to send music to the artist, just ask them for a feedback. Like tell them, introduce yourself ask them nicely, like, hey, like whenever you get a chance, if it's possible, can you guide me a little bit with the song? I got inspired by this. I made it like this. Like
Yep.
a little feedback would not hurt, and guarantee you, the most 9 times out of the 10, the artist is gonna listen to it and if he fucks with it, he's gonna give you a nice feedback. Say, yeah, yo, it is fire. Here's what you can do. You can do this a little bit better. You can do this, and that. Afterwards, man, send it over. I'll play it over. How many times has that shit ever happened to you?
It's happened a couple of times. I'd say now, like, I'd say one person that's been really big on it that's helped me is like Drezzo. He's been super communicative. Yeah, he's one of the main reasons I've wanted to make music as well. Like him, Chami, and I'd say like Mala and whatnot, were like my three big ones. But Andre, I got to open up for one of his shows when he came and played out here. He's from here too as well. He's from Arizona and now lives in California. Yeah, so when he came and played at Sunbar, I got to be on one of the opening slots for him. And after that, I sent him music and whatnot. He's always listening, and like I just sent him some stuff the other day, and he responded. Was like, "Yo, keep sending me. I'm always downloading and keeping your stuff on tab. So I'm loving what you've been sending me. So that's like another one that I'd say is really cool. It's very responsive and helpful, and like there, when I if I send him a track, like if I make something, I'm like, hey, I just made this. Like I'm kind of like stuck on this part. Like, what do you think I should do? Like he'll send back with like feedback and guidance. So I definitely respect people like him for sure.
That's dope, bro. And I encourage people who actually does that, man. Like I appreciate those guys that are up there that they're definitely making a difference and helping the next gen, because it's because eventually there's gonna be somebody who's gonna be hot after them,
Yeah,
and then so on and so on. It's the cycle. It's always gonna be like that. However, if you start helping out other people and fuck with them and fuck with their music, bro, that's gonna be like a huge wave.
It's everlasting.
Yeah, bro. I agree, man. Now, when it comes for you to releasing your own music, like, do you already have like a type of marketing plan for it? Like, how do you go about it?
I definitely have like promo email, and then I have promo group that I'm in on Instagram where we kind of have like a SoundCloud planner. So when we release music, if we release our own music and it's on SoundCloud, where it kind of auto sets up to kind of repost for each other, so that way we kind of are getting each other's music into each other's fan bases, since we're all kind of in the similar realm. That way, kind of like all of our fans also like section, and everything's kind of similar and kind of easier to find. That's kind of our goal, is to kind of be a one big group kind of thing. So that's the kind of little stuff I kind of plan, is just kind of the group I'm going to send it to, like promo wise, like maybe who wants to play it, who might like it. I look at like some Spotify campaigns from like trusted people, because I know there's so many freaking fake playlist campaigns out there where it's literally just for clicks, and I've definitely used my fair like I've definitely tried some, and I've learned that it was not as organic as it seemed to be, whatnot, and I've taken note of that and learned. But now I've worked with like some actual labels that where I use some of their stuff, and I actually keep my followers, I keep my listens, like where I see it daily, like I now log on to my Spotify for artists, and I see consistent listens where I used to just see like listens every in the blue moon kind of thing, so it's definitely been nice kind of getting that direction. And then sometimes I reach out to some blogs and whatnot, but I am kind of still doing everything like myself when it comes to that, so I do get a little nervous like reaching out to like blogs, or asking people to feature, or ask people to check it out sometimes, just because that's just me, and like in my own head, kind of my self-conscious insecurities, I guess you can say. So but those are kind of the things I try to do. Of course, like I said, SoundCloud planner, getting a good group of people that have similar music and like your music, kind of, so they can share it, add it to their playlist, play it in their sets, share it to their stories, this and that. And then kind of just I'll reach out to some websites here and there, blogs, or kind of go down that route, or I'll just ask people to check it out, in general, like reach out to them like, hey, I noticed you like this kind of music, would love to see if you want checking out the song I just released, kind of thing. So little things like that, still learning and growing on that realm, because trying to find what works for me, because I don't got a lot of money to put in a promo, so I can try to find ways without spending a lot of money, because I've definitely heard artists talk about like, oh, if you get like anywhere between $300 to $500 and, promo for a song on ads and this and that. I'm like, damn, that's a lot of money. I don't know if I want to be
God
doing all
damn,
that.
that's how much they spend?
That's what I'm hearing, from like bigger artists when it comes to, like ad campaigns and playlisting
Jesus.
and stuff. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, so
I was doing it wrong the whole time.
yeah, exactly. I just try to do it as natural as I can, kind of like a word of mouth feel.
Yeah.
If I can get a couple people to like it, maybe they'll show their friends, and maybe their friends will like it since they like it, kind of thing. So that's kind of the way I roll.
That's actually good. That's pretty cool. Well, shit, I've been doing it wrong the whole time. God damn.
Hey, we're fine. There's always learning, I guess. Still learning,
So let me ask you, what has been like your favorite project of so far that you were like, God damn, I'm so happy that I did this project and look how it's been handling so far.
That's a pretty good question. I mean, everything that I've done so far, like my whole outlook on this stuff, like I definitely am one of those people. Like you hear a lot of people talk about it, like don't rush, early on, or definitely take your time. And it's not that I ever rushed, in my early stages. This shit made me very excited, so I used to get very excited about any little growth I would have, and be totally fine with sharing that, whether it was good or bad. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Honestly, all my projects, for me personally, like when I go back and listen, make me excited because I see the growth and I hear the growth in each of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think probably one that I am proud of that I'd say that is still going was probably my first release with 40 ounce Colt. Like looking back at it, like there's definitely some things I would do now production wise, like just because of how much I've learned in that little bit of time. But then when I still listen to it, like it still bangs, like it's still a good song, and I'm like, damn, this is AC Slater played it on his demo stream kind of vibe, and then Wednesday wanted to pick me up and sign it, so it's like obviously I did something right, but just to see like myself, now compared to then, like those little things is what makes me happy. So I'd say that one's probably like a very special project to me because it still kind of holds weight to me, and I still listen to it and go, damn, this is sick, and I still go, I can't believe I made this for the time of where I was at, and I can't believe the stuff I'm making now for where I'm at now, so I'd say that's probably one.
That's pretty cool, man. And walk me through your creative process when it comes to making your projects. Like, what is it that you do when you open up the session and it's like, all right, this is the first thing I'm doing? Is there like a ritual, or it's just all around?
Kind of like for a little bit, I was like, I had like a template I had made. I had my bus, my kick, and kind of like everything already set up. So all I had to do was either drop samples in or put in midis and plugins that I like, Serum and Vital and shit like that, But that was kind of my routine for like the last year, where I had a template so I could get easy, quick ideas down and kind of already have channels and stuff set up. That way the ideas kind of get flowing. And now, honestly, the last couple of months has just been winging it, like I just kind of whatever I feel like making music, you know what I mean? Like that's like funny to say because I don't consider myself like an artistic, person or like a musical person or anything like that. I just enjoy it. So when I get in the mood, I'm like, you know what? I want to fucking try to make a song with this sound, and I want to try to find a cool sample and do this to the sample, and like I want to, like my big thing this year, like I'm a big Suicide Boys fan, so like I want to make some like heavy Suicide Boys like trap shit with some mean ass house shit, and use some cool samples and do some cool sample flipping like the way they do, so that's kind of what I've been doing with many of my sessions, is kind of just winging it lately, is I used to kind of go off a template and kind of be structured, but now it's more of like, all right, let's give yourself, like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Let's see how far we get. If we like what we're doing, we'll keep going. If we don't like what we're doing, let's take a break and look at some other projects and then see if we want to keep working on music. And if not, we'll start again tomorrow. It's a new day, a new fresh set of ears kind of thing, So that's kind of how I've been taking my sessions and working on music lately. And it's helped tremendously because all my sessions have been a lot of fun. If I don't work on music, I don't work on music. I'm not like feeling shitty about myself. You know what I mean? Like there was a point where like, early on in my career, where I was literally forcing myself to work on music every day after work. I was staying up until like 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, then getting back up for work at 5 a.m., and stuff like that. And I'm thankful for all that time, but Because there's a lot of that's when I was doing all my learning and growing, but now it's like I'm so fine with just being content and not working on music and then coming back with a fresh pair of ears. I used to be like so worried, like if I wasn't working on music, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to play a show, or oh my God, I'm never going to get a confession release if I don't work on music today. You know what I mean? But now I'm like, fuck it. I can take, a couple of days off and come back in 3 days and make a banger, or make something I'm super proud of, and I think that's what's been fun lately, is kind of just having fun with it, truly. Like when I say just having fun with it, like I can truthfully say like those are my words coming out, and that's how I feel when I'm making my music, and that's all I ask for, just to have fun with it.
And how long does it take you to finish a song itself? When you feel like, oh yeah, it's done.
It depends. Like I would say like getting all the main ideas anywhere between like a couple hours to like, maybe a day or two, and then to finally like finish it, probably like a week to maybe a month. That depends on like how long I let it sit and go, okay, now I need to go back into the master and like find a little FX things and add like a crash here and a cymbal here. You know what I mean? Like little shit like that. But I don't know. It definitely has been ranging. Like the last couple of days, I've made some songs like within, that 4-hour session, or within like, 1 hour session one day and the 2-hour session the next day, so it's definitely been switching back and forth for me lately. I'd say my favorite songs though have come in my shortest period of time frame.
And that being said, like, do you actually do collaborations with other people, and how do you go about it?
Yeah, I honestly, funny you say that, because I'm still in collab city, like collab season basically, because I feel like I can't get out of all these collabs. Yeah, I last year I did a lot of collaborations with a lot of people, like just working with a lot of different house artists that were making a lot of different stuff that I enjoyed myself. If I played their songs in my sets, I wanted to work with them, kind of thing. So I definitely have a lot of collabs, and still working on some, but right now too, I've been trying to push myself to make more of my own stuff, because I started noticing I was having more collabs than I did my own singles. And I was like, okay, this is getting out of hand. I need to get back to having more singles than I do collabs, So, I do love collaborations, and that one's fun. Whether it's sending stems, or if you're in Arizona, like I have a couple people in Arizona that we've actually, hung out with each other, where I've gone there or they've come to my place and we've worked, and that's always fun, just because you actually get to hang out and kind of see what people are like and kind of talk to them, But yeah, I mean, at the same time too, I also do enjoy sitting in my room by myself and not someone, hovering over me going, what'd you do that for? Why'd you do that? Oh, that's cool, So yeah, I mean, I do like collab. I do enjoy it, because I think I will say, like, I always learn something new, or I do something better for the first time in like a collab, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I know how I can do that in my own project, kind of thing, So yeah, I definitely enjoy the creative process of that, for sure.
That's cool. And are you willing to try other genres just to experiment or expand your own horizons, or you're just comfortable enough to stay in your own lane?
Well, so yeah, I mean, at first, like, I always wanted to make house, and I started, and then I felt like I needed to better understand sound design and production a little bit more to truly make what I wanted to make. So then I started to make bass music for a little bit, and I got pretty good at it. But then again, it was another one of those things where I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of sound design and a lot of stuff that you need to really know in order to make really good bass music. And I was like, I think I enjoy house more than when I do bass, in terms of production and what you can do with it. Like, I feel like there's a little bit, and I'm sure there's other people I can say, differently, but for me, I feel like there's more room to really try my own things and do some weird shit with house than there is with bass. I know there's a lot of weird bass music, so I'm not saying, like, you can't do a lot of weird things with bass.
The bass community is brutal, they can come at you.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I know the bass, you can do a shit ton of stuff with bass music, but just for, me and my own personal taste, like, I had a lot more fun, with a 4-to-the-floor and some hi-hats and some claps and, cool little rhythms and some offbeat claps here and there. And, a bunch of little random shit that you wouldn't think about doing is what I have fun doing in house music, So that's where I really, decided house is kind of what I want to do first. And then when I understand and get, to a point where I think I'm really, really good at house music, then let's start, venturing into some, rap and hip hop beats
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And that's kind of what I've been doing lately. Is now I'm starting to feel like I've am getting better with my production, understanding music as a whole. So like now I kind of write like more melodic and atmospheric kind of intros and kind of more beat style melodies and whatnot into house stuff. So that's kind of the realm I'm going down, is to try to start infusing other genres that I do like, but I would like to keep it in the house realm, I guess you would say.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Now the whole concept of writer's block, do you believe in it or do you think it's just a myth?
Oh yeah, I believe 110%, because there was like, I'd say it's funny because I just got out of a huge slump. Like I hadn't worked on music
Really?
since like I would say around like October, November-ish, I want to say.
Wow.
Like I remember like I'd worked on like my last thing around then, and I was just like struggling. Like, everything I worked on, like I just wasn't liking. It wasn't sounding right. It just wasn't making me super excited. And I was playing a bunch of shows too around like, the end of last year, which I was very thankful for. And finally getting into play like the songs that I was excited about, that I did have and whatnot, hearing people listen to my music and whatnot. But yeah, I was definitely in a dry spell for like three months. It felt like 3 or 4. And then, I just kind of really started changing my mindset. I think that's definitely where my writer's blocks come from, is kind of what you're doing on a daily basis and what you keep kind of telling yourself, So yeah, once I kind of changed my mindset, then, the ideas started flowing. But yeah, definitely, the writer's block is a real thing for sure
Yeah,
for me.
yeah, it is definitely a fit for me as well. I know that when I used to do music, or still do, but whenever I feel like it right now, I know that if I'm like stuck on something, I literally stop. I just stop and get away from it, and I start to focus on my hobbies. Like playing video games or playing Yu-Gi-Oh competitively. Spending time with my fiance, like shit like that. I just put my mindset somewhere else, that I'm not thinking about it. And for some reason, when I do that, it's gonna click on me, go like, oh shit, now I know what to do. Let me go back and get to the project. And then just like spit at it out, and boom, I got my project right there. Now, do you actually have like something like that similar? Like, do you have like a ritual for you to do? Like, I'm in the lumps. There's gotta be something that gets my mind off and come back again.
Yeah, like I'd say for me, like I mean, I got a couple little niches and little things that I do, like
Mm,
if what's nice is right where I'm sitting right now is like my work area set up, and kind of where it's like my gaming PC, area. So it's nice. Like if I don't enjoy music at the time, or I'm not enjoying what I'm working on, like I literally come right here. I can hop on, play some video games with friends, or like I like to read my Star Wars books. So I have a couple Star Wars books, and then if not that, then yeah, I go ride my dirt bike if I can. So it's definitely nice having some different little outlets to completely get away from music. Because yeah, there's definitely times where I'm like, yeah, I don't even want to be anywhere near something that's music related, and then I
mm.
come back with a completely new, fresh set of ears, and it feels really good.
This is a question that I ask everybody. And mind you, there's no right or wrong answer about this. Everybody has their own opinions about it. Just let you know. The concept of sound designing, do you think it's a luxury or a necessity for a producer?
I mean, it depends on kind of what kind of sound producer you want to be. Like, you can do a lot of sound designing with whether it's samples or presets, or just making a sound from scratch. So I think it's definitely smart having that knowledge. Like, great example is Fox, like my buddy Andrew.
Shout
He's a
out, Andrew.
yeah, he's a madman when it comes to
Yeah.
sound designing, and I respect them all for it. But I have no shame admitting I'm a preset and sample kind of person, where I find a sample or preset that I like something about it, and then
Mhm.
I make it even more of what I would do to it and what I like about it. So yeah, I think it's definitely nice to have that knowledge, because then you kind of know what you want to do, and that's where you really have your own sound. But then at the same time too, it's definitely not needed, but like you said, it is kind of like a little luxury, or like a little perk, I guess, 'cause
Right.
you can make a bunch of different shit as long as you know how to sound design, like whether it's stuff for movies or stuff for, you know, TV scores
Right.
or whatever the case is. But even then, you could do the same thing with samples if you find the right samples. But
Yeah.
it's definitely a little more gratifying when you can make it from scratch and go, I made that. That's pretty cool. So
Oh, absolutely. See, that, like I said, there's no right or wrong answers. The way I usually look at it, if you always want to stand out from other people or not sound the same or not sound like it came from something, I always recommend that sound design should be a necessity for you. Now, do I believe it's your top priority? No. Should it be one of those top 5 things that should be in concerning? Yeah. Doesn't have to be number 1, because I feel like number 1 in your priority as a producer is song structure. And then
I think it's just getting the ideas, because people, it's like only producers are like, oh, is that, like that's a sick sound design. Like, what'd you do there? Like, a normal person just be like, oh my God, this idea is amazing. Like, I love that you put it all together. That's all they care about, is the idea.
Exactly.
Makes sense, not like, oh, you did an OTT here and you reverb shot Valhalla it here and you fucking trashed it here and you resampled it and froze it here. Oh my God, that's amazing. Like, like it just, exactly like you said. Like, it's sick to, have it. It's just like having like a toolbox. Like, imagine, like if I had a toolbox like with that. every fucking tool, everyone would be like, oh my God, you must be a master craftsman. But then I only use like 4 of them. So it's like, like it's like I said, it's one of those things where it's like, it's very nice to have and be able to have that knowledge. But at the same time, if you just use 4 or 5 of those little tools and use what you need to, then so be it. It works.
I agree. I can agree to that. Now we got a few more questions that we can wrap this up, my man.
Yeah.
This one's actually dedicated to you. Why is it that you choose your name Price as your producer name?
So Price is like actually my real name too. Price is my first
oh, for
name,
real?
So, yeah, so that's funny, because that is the common question. Like, I always feel weird too, like kind of meeting people sometimes for the first time, like, oh, what's up? Like, I'm so and so. I'm like, oh, I'm Price. And like, well, yeah, what's your real name? I'm like, Price. And they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah. And like, okay, like I thought you were just going by your DJ name. And I'm like, no, like that's my name too. Like, the only difference is, of course, like I did my I as an exclamation mark just to kind of I didn't want it just to be like fully my name, just in case like work tries to search me up. I guess it makes it a little harder to find, with the exclamation mark in there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, exactly. So little thing like that to switch it up. But yeah, no, Price is my name. And I did try the whole try to come up with the name. I'm not going to tell you what that first name was, but I'll say, I don't think putting like on a persona or an image is not my thing. So just being myself was the best way to go. I said, I'll be myself, and I'll just use my first name because that's already pretty unique as is,
Do it. Yeah. But it's Price with a Y.
No, Price, like the Price is Right.
Like the Price is Right. That's your actual name with the Price is Right.
Yep, like the Price is Right.
That's
PRIC.
That's fire.
Yeah, you have no idea the names I've heard. Trust me, like going to Starbucks, like, what's the name on the order? Price? Bryce? Yeah, sure, I'll run that. What's the name on the order? Price? Prince? Sure, let's just run with that. There was one time, bro, I kid you not, they said they put Christ. They thought I said Christ, and I almost lost my shit. Like, I was so embarrassed. Like, that was a weird day for me. Like, that's all I'm gonna say. That was a very weird day for me, because like people were looking at me like, is this dude's really named Christ? Like, what the fuck? And I'm like, no, it's Price, but thank you. You know what I mean? And then like the Prince one, like that one's kind of burst my bubble a couple of times. Like, I remember like a teacher, like honestly, it's like 7th or 8th grade. One of my teachers, I was playing football, and they were calling us like down, and like Prince. And I'm like, bro, I'm literally one of your students. And he's like, oh, it's been a long day. Like, Price, my bad. And I'm like, dude, it's fine, But I was like, God damn it, what the fuck, Like, I'm not hate to Prince. Like, Prince is like a G, but I'm not Prince, I'm Price, like, fuck. Sometimes it makes me feel like I got a speech issue, like, because like I said, when I go to Starbucks, I'm like, what's the name on the order? Price. And they're like, Bryce. I'm like, am I saying B? Like, am I saying B? Or like, yeah, when I heard Christ, I'm like, am I saying Christ and not Price? Like, what's, like, I know I'm high, like, 80%, 90% of the time, but like, no way. Like, am I really saying it this bad? Like, do I have this bad of a speech impediment? Like, what's going on here?
Oh my God.
But yeah, Price is my real name, so that's a common question for sure.
That is good. Hey, don't feel bad. They still
No.
they spell my actual name wrong as well. Actually, both of my names, like my real name and my stage name, they still spell it wrong even to this day.
Oh, gotta love it.
Yeah, gotta love it. You know. So, what has been your greatest accomplishment up till now?
Damn, I've definitely had some pretty cool stuff happen recently. So that's definitely hard to narrow it down to one. I'll definitely try to give a couple, but
yeah, that's fine.
I would say, I guess I'll give like in two perspectives to kind of narrow it down and make it easier, kind of just because. Yeah, like last year, our scene, we have Relentless Beats out here. They're a huge promoting company and show company and whatnot. That's throws all our festivals and stuff. So it was a huge goal, to get on some of their shows. And just this past year, I got to play I got to play for Drezzo before, like right before pandemic happened, which I was very thankful for. And then after kind of pandemic and things started coming back up again, we started getting back in normal life and getting shows again. I got to play for Joyride. I got to play direct support for Abstract, which was my first direct support slot.
That's fire. Happy.
Yeah. Which I was super grateful for because, I got to talk to him like over DMs about our set because there is a similar artist that we were both going to play a similar song. Mm-hmm. So I did the courtesy of hitting him up and I was like, hey man, like I know you're the headliner, so I don't want to play a song if you plan on playing it, so please let me know and I'll, get out of my set list. And he definitely respected that a lot. After the set, he's like, bro, you played a killer set, like send me some of your music and this and that. So that was definitely really cool. And then I got to play direct support for Tacky New Light. And then I also got to be on support lineup for Mala as well. And Mala was, another one of my favorites and, reason why I got into this. And I got to, meet him and shake his hand and, and actually say what's up to him. So that, is something very meaningful to me, and something I'm very proud of is, definitely the shows I got to play with in like this past year. Like I got to play my first festival, which was Gold Rush, even though I was just on an art car, still a huge moment for me and just kind of a goal, like just to be on that Gold Rush lineup. And then I got to play Decadence. So yeah, I would say for DJing, like my biggest compliment is just like the slots I've been given, and I got to play like in Vegas for my first time last year. And then, coming up here in March, I'm playing in LA for my first time and in Mexico for my first time. So I'm really excited for that. Yeah. So I'd say, just the opportunities I've been given to, play my music, I would say is something I'm really proud of for sure. And then over kind of in the producer world, I would just say, meeting the people that I've met, through music kind of behind the scenes, like, like I said, being just a fan in the crowd, I remember being like seeing my first Dr. Fresh set and my first Drezzo set and my first Mala set, and Matroda and all these people that, I thought, they were these different people because they were artists, and now like I'm making music and I'm able to talk to some of these people and they, listen to my music and they download and they actually talk to me as like I'm a, human being, an individual. And I'd say that's probably one of my proudest accomplishments is being able to connect with people I thought I'd never be able to connect with and like them actually enjoy my music. Cause like, we were talking about like, man, I got like no real music background. I just do this shit because I love it. And I've always been down with music and always want to learn about it. So the fact that someone that I used to listen to and have seen sell out shows and have, 1,000 people screaming and jumping and cheering their name, like my music and want to download it and actually want to talk to me and give me their feedback, like that means a lot to me. You know what I mean? So I'd definitely say like just seeing that, someone like me could, make music and actually get reciprocated properly is definitely a proud feeling because I'm just a dude from Phoenix, Arizona, just trying to make something of himself and just be happy with himself. So this shit makes me happy, and if other people enjoy it, then I'm fucking pumped.
Let's go.
I'd say that's those two are my biggest things for sure. Is just seeing the people I've met, and I just hope I keep getting better and I can actually be friends with some of these people and keep playing shows and sharing good music.
Absolutely, bro. It's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna happen because it's already happening.
Yeah, and that's what's weird to think about. Yeah, I don't know. I've always been kind of humble crossing. People are like, "Oh, you ride or this and that." I'm like, "Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, are you good?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna be someone's like, oh, I'm amazing, this and that." Like, no, I'm always like, like I know what I'm doing. I mean, if you want me to go and tell you all my accolades, like, I've done this and that and this, like, based off that, do you think I'm good kind of thing? You know what I mean? So like, that's kind of how I am. Like, I'm never one to brag. I just kind of do it because I love it. And if you think I'm good at it, if you enjoy it, then cool. If not, then oh well, I'm still gonna do it. You know?
Fire, dude. Well, what are you currently doing right now, and what do you hope to accomplish by it?
Right now, like I said, just trying to really focus on myself and kind of do things that make me happy because, I've noticed as long as I'm happy truly with myself on, the inside and what I got going on in my life, then honestly, the sky's, the limit for me, honestly, truthfully. Like I can always get things done when I'm truly just happy and 100% doing the things that I want to do. So my goal this year, honestly, is just continue just being a better person, trying to be better each day, and just trying to be a better producer. Like trying to just keep making music, surround myself with good people, and just kind of be happy. Like honestly, that's all some people I think it sounds like corny or cheesy, but that's kind of my biggest goals at the moment. And I hope if I just do those things, everything else will kind of follow. If I can be happy and focus on my production, who my people are around me, then maybe one of these days I'll get a confession release because, maybe just a good energy and I might make a good track and just all the good energy flows and boom, there it is, So that's kind of how I look at it, is that if I got everything else in order, maybe everything else will kind of just start falling into place, So that's kind of my biggest goal, is just to get myself and my life all good and everything else will be good.
That's pretty dope, man. I'm happy to hear that. And you're gonna get to that confession stuff, man. Absolutely. You're already there. You're almost there. I can just feel it, man, for you.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
One last question, and we can end it right there, man. Let's just say that you're walking down the street, and then all of a sudden, a UFO pops out of nowhere, comes down to you, and then some aliens come around and say, "Oh shit! Oh shit! UFOs are really." Because your dog just reacted and says, like, "Nah, we ain't about that."
See, that's funny you asked that. So I've always had like and whatnot. So
yeah,
UFO pulled up, I'd be probably scared at first, but then trying to get like seeing what's up.
Well, here's the what's up part. The UFOs are gonna be like, "Yo, Price, we need your help, man. We need your help because you and only you can help us out, man. Come over to the ship and we can do this, man." You'll be like, "All right, dope, let's go." But they'll be like, "Yo, but before you go, just to let you know, you'll be out for a while. You don't know when you're coming back. Here's a piece of paper. Write 3 pieces of advice that you will give to someone." What are those 3 pieces of advice?
3 pieces of advice. I'd say always be yourself and don't ever try to be something you're not. 2, don't ever be afraid to stick up for yourself and kind of speak up what you think is right. And 3, just surround yourself with good people and kind of just focus on you and what you got going on. And even though there's so much drama and gossip and bullshit going on, whether it's Twitter or in the world, like just don't really focus on it, because as long as it doesn't affect you in your immediate life, it's really not going to do you any good.
I agree.
So, yeah, those are my 3.
Don't get too involved with Twitter wars, man. Like, it's not worth the energy.
I've definitely been there, and it's definitely not worth it.
Nah, bro, it just fucks up your psyche a lot. It's not worth the time and energy for it. It's like, I learned that the hard way long time ago, and I tell everybody, it's like, dude, I just scroll shit and I find it entertaining. That's what it is to me. Like, I don't even bother commenting or bother like doing anything, because it's just a toxic thing. And that's the reason why I hate social media altogether. It's just everything is so toxic and fake that I just do not want to participate into it.
Yeah, no, see, and I wish we didn't have to have it for me. But yeah, I just try to be myself and try to spread positivity or show people that it's going to be okay. If I'm, like if I'm going through something hard and I'm getting through it, then, you can too. And I hope that's what, kind of my stuff shows is, if you're ever looking at my stuff or listening to my stuff, if you're going through something hard, you can be like, you know what, I can get through it, because, we all can. We just got to keep our feet moving and our heads up. It's all, it's all it really takes, truthfully.
I'm with you, man. Very dope, bro. Well, thank you so much for coming over to the show, man. It was an honor and privilege for you to come over. I appreciate it very much, man. Before we leave, plug yourself out and let the people know where they can follow you and what they can expect from you in the future.
Yeah, so it's Price Music on all socials. So it's just ITS, then PRICE, and then music. I've got honestly a lot of music I'm gonna be dropping this year. I've already got some new labels I'm gonna be coming up on this month and next month. I'm really excited about. So yeah, looking out for that. I got some shows out in Mexico. I got some LA shows coming up. So yeah, I mean, just gonna be plugging away and hoping to travel some more out this year. But yeah, that's about it on me, honestly. As long as you search for It's Price Music, you'll probably find me.
That just let everybody know is Price Music with the
exclamation
with the exclamation. Please, guys, please. It's with the exclamation. You gotta put it.
So of course, socials. It's Price Music, Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud. Just capital PR and then exclamation mark, capital CE. And you'll find me.
Well, thank you so much for coming to the show, man. You're a friend of the show, man. And anytime you want to come here and kick it, you let me know. We'll set it up, man.
Oh yeah, no, definitely got to come out to Miami. So hopefully we'll make that happen.
Absolutely. Let me know when you're in downtown, man. And I'll swim by to you, man. All right, we can chill and hang out. All right.
Oh yeah, and then we got to run Yu-Gi-Oh soon because you made me download it the other night, so we'll run
it. You already know. I got it hooked up.
I got him.
You got
I still got a bunch more. But yeah.
Don't show those to Zach, bro, because he's gonna lose his shit.
I know, right?
He's gonna be like, yo, you got money there. You got money there.
Yeah, right, literally. But yeah, hit me up over Instagram when we'll figure out some way to duel because I got that game, or you got Switch. I have the Yu-Gi-Oh duel links on there too. So
absolutely, man. Well, I can't wait to see you, man. Whenever I can have the opportunity to see you, man. Thank you so much for coming over to the show, man. And thank you guys for listening. And remember, every week is a brand new episode with a brand new topic. So always remember to like and subscribe for your weekly episodes at youtube.com/The Lone Wolv Podcast or even lonewolfpod.com. That's lone, WOLV pod.com. You can also check it out at SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. Share your experiences. If you guys got something to talk about, you guys got a specific topic that you want me or Price to talk about, please let us know in the comments down below, and we'll do our best to talk about it on the next episode. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys at the next one. Deuces.